You get the call on a Tuesday. No warning, just a number you don't recognize.
A recruiter from the royal household wants to know if you can start within the month.
You've cooked in 2 Michelin kitchens, but nothing prepares you for what this job actually means. Before you cook a single meal, you go through a background check deeper than most security clearances.
You sign confidentiality agreements before you've even seen the kitchen you'll be working in.
Level 1. Commis chef, the bottom rung of a kitchen with decades of tradition behind it. Family history, finances, social media, past relationships, all of it gets pulled apart and reviewed. Your day starts at 5:30, peeling vegetables and inspecting every single leaf for insects. Every salad ingredient gets washed twice and checked under light because nothing reaches the table with soil on it. You live in staff quarters on the grounds, a small room with a bed and a wardrobe. You earn close to minimum wage your first year, but the accommodation and meals are free. You're not allowed to discuss menus, schedules, or movements with anyone outside the household, ever. Level 2. Pastry chef, 3 years in, finally trusted with more than vegetables and dishwater. You learn the rules before you learn the recipes. No garlic before public engagements, no onion either. No shellfish, ever, because a stomach upset before a state visit isn't a risk anyone will take. You find out the late queen never once ate pizza in her life, and you understand exactly why. You build wedding cakes for people whose faces you've seen on stamps since childhood. The pressure isn't the skill. It's knowing one mistake becomes a headline by morning. Level 3. Premier sous chef, part of a kitchen team of around 30 people. You rotate across 6 different royal residences, sometimes with only a day's notice to relocate. The salary lands around £37,000, modest for the scale of what you're trusted with. 33 days of holiday a year, a pension, live-in accommodation if you want it. You help plan state banquets for visiting presidents, calculating quantities for 200 guests at a time. Every dish leaves the kitchen tasted, checked, and accounted for before it reaches a single table. Level 4. Personal chef to one specific member of the family. The role most people actually picture. You pack knives and spice kits for trips to places with no real grocery stores nearby. You learn one person's exact preferences, the temperature of their tea, the way they like an egg. You're with them on tours, on yachts, in places where security clears every door before you walk through it. You hear conversations you were never supposed to hear, and you learn to forget them on purpose. Chefs who've held this role say the secrecy outlasts the job itself by decades. Level 5. Head chef of an entire residence, Windsor or Sandringham depending on the season. You manage a full brigade now, ordering, scheduling, training the next generation of commis chefs. You plan 3 meals a day for a working household that never actually stops working. You also plan for 60 guests with 2 days' notice when a state visit gets moved up. Your name will never appear on a menu, never appear in a review, never appear anywhere public. The job comes with real comfort and real isolation delivered in the same envelope. Level 6. Royal chef, head of the entire royal kitchens, a role currently held by a man named Mark Flanagan. You're in charge of over 50 people and every single meal served to the monarch. You've cooked state dinners honoring sitting American presidents and visiting heads of state from across the world. You hold a royal honor most people outside the palace will never hear announced. Every recipe, every substitution, every dietary need of the family runs through your decisions first. You've spent decades inside palace walls,
And almost no one outside them knows your face. Darren McGrady cooked for the Queen and Princess Diana for 15 years before he ever wrote a word about it publicly.
The discretion isn't a clause in a contract. It becomes a permanent part of who you are. You'll retire with stories that could fill a book, and most of them you'll never tell. The closest you'll get to fame is a quiet mention made years after you've already left. You've spent your whole career feeding people whose names everyone on Earth recognizes, and nobody recognizes yours. That's the actual job. Not the palace, not the title, the quiet, the silence, the years of it. You disappear into a kitchen most people will never see, cooking meals most people will never taste. And somehow, that invisibility is the part of the job nobody ever warns you about.